It's about 14 degrees now. And there is my woodland temple. It's the last gasp of the end of summer before it turns autumn. Anyway, it's early, as you probably guessed. But my plan is to do this, because I did one at the start of lockdown, which would have been March, beginning of April. I did one down here, and I thought I'd do one in autumn because, you know, it's a tree-lined valley. And I thought, well, why not do one now, because I haven't done one in full lush green leaf. So in order to mix it up a bit, we're going to go the other way round. We're going to go anti-clockwise this time. I nearly went the wrong way. Wow, it looks like this was where the water was running down the hill and off the main road. But as I've said before, and as I say to many people who comment or comment here or on my posts or anything, this place is just teeming with water, the whole area. I mean, in my village alone, I have 11 springs. So this way's heading towards what is called Stony Bridge. It might be called the Stone Bridge, but I think it's Stony Bridge. It's amazing, isn't it? Some people love the summer and the heat, but me, I can't even describe the difference between how I feel now and how I was feeling 2 weeks ago. It's like another world. I feel so much better now. It's cooler. We are talking, you know, over half as cool. in you know, gone from 6 days of 34 down to 16 later. That's a big difference. But it really affects my mind when it's too hot, because I can't do anything, I can't move. The heat wears me out, and I'm quite active. Anyway, it feels nice to be out. Sorry for those of you who can't get out, but this is all part of my service. I was kind of thinking of maybe doing a live one day, but you need to have lots of subscribers to do that. I think you need 1,000 subscribers to even be able to do that. So what I try and do is I try and stop and show you interesting things. And this is just, there is something really magical about coppiced hazel, and it's weird. I don't like it, but I don't like it in the sense that I know what's caused it, and what's caused it is human intervention in order to subjugate the tree, really. I know I talk about it a lot, but it's a big practice here. All these trees that you can see, they've all been coppiced. And here's why. And I know I show this a lot as well, but some people haven't seen this. So if you're new here, that large stump and the way that's leant that way, you can also imagine that there would have been others leaning the other way, and that would just rip the heart of that apart and cause its death eventually. And you see some of these, they're quite old. So what you do is you cut it to a couple of inches tall. Oh, nice bit of fungus. So I try and get to show bits of the scenery, you know, stop and focus on what I think other people would want to see. And this comes through here. And joins that bit of the brook, which then goes under the stone bridge. Okay, so I'll give you a quick lesson in tracking. Some of you will know this. Now, dog footprints and cat footprints are very similar, but dog footprints will have a claw mark, whereas cat footprints will occasionally have a claw mark, and that's how you tell the difference. So it's interesting what you do when you come a different way, because last time I came here I didn't come and see this tree. And actually it's still Stonebridge. You can see where it comes from there and meets that one. That kind of really illustrates well what I mean about the water around here. He says, about to cross the boggy, the boggy strip. Now, if I remember rightly, this was wet and probably wetter, so we'll go via the oak and go up here. Nice to see some young oaks here. There's the path we would have come on, but this has clearly been made by people who thought, no, let's not walk across the boggy bit. Probably quite wisely, actually, because if you've never fallen in a bog, then you haven't lived. Which probably brings me neatly to my bog story. A story of ridiculousness. Let's carry on. See all this young growth in here. This is all hazel that's been coppiced. I mean, what happens is it gets cut every so many years. Now this varies. I remember checking out the times, you know, for like creating a wood, and some of the times didn't seem to fit. When you put them against each other, the times you cut and the spaces you left didn't really fit the theory. Anyway, I assumed I hadn't understood it properly, but I think you just use common sense, and actually nature does a lot of the work for you. Now, here's where we came down, and there is a lovely oak. Yeah, there it is. Now I could take that path up there, but I don't want to because I want to go back, you know, reversing the direction. There she is. Suddenly, this camera's not reacting to the light today for some reason. It's making it appear more grey when it's actually blue. Oh, come on. Let's have a quick look over here. Oh, I see. Some steps up to the track. Oh, this is like... Oh, I see. Oh, this is... Does anyone know that song? Oh, I see. Ah. Now, I don't really want to go that way, because we've got to head up there. But hang on. Shall we? Okay. If I regret this, then I can blame you. Do you know what? Actually, it might be alright, because I'm sure at some point it must meet a path that comes from the left. But it may not. Well, I think my autumn walk is going to take us that way. But I was right, and very close. Not far up the hill was the path that I had a look down. So let's go this way. It's nice that not actually doing the same route, isn't it? I'm happy with that. Now you may notice my eyes darting left and right. I've spotted badger signs, but maybe not. Ooh. But that's how I keep an eye out for anything, because I don't know if I'm allowed to be in here. I mean, I feel I am. Lady Beach, Queen of the Hill. Well, ideally when I come out I don't like to be carrying anything, but when you go out filming you need various things, because that day you don't bring that bit of equipment is the day you need that. Excuse my sweatiness. Now, this is really heavy, because not only do I have a little bit of equipment, but I've got a flask in there as well. Handy tip. Bring a flask. It may be worth it. I mean, it gets lighter as you go, you know. I know they're all young, but I'd rather have young trees than no trees. So, about this bog story. So this one particular day, I was in Wales. We were staying with when my son was young, and we were staying in the mountains at the end of this valley. It was gorgeous, surrounded by crystals. Yeah, it was just lovely. Anyway, so one day we decided to go and walk up the mountain at the back of the house. So off we went. I probably started off a nice gentle slope like that, and ended up getting quite steep and going on for, you know, thousands of feet. Anyway, it took quite a while. I think it took 3 or 4 hours. And then we came to a point where there was a bit of a plateau, and there was either a long way round or swim through the bog. Well, I looked in the bog, and I mean, by this time I was wiped. I needed food and drink, and I hadn't brought anything with me. That's how unprepared I was when I was younger. Oh wow, look at that. Obviously you can't, but we'll get a better shot. It starts off there, but look, fuses there, and up a bit more it fuses. That's a hornbeam. Because if you look at the leaves, they're slightly pointed at the end, similar to beech but different. So I looked in this bog and I saw there was some stones, and I thought to myself, but one of the stones was a bit of a leap out. You know, you couldn't do it by just taking a big step for mankind. You had to take a bit of the leap. And in my thin-haired brain, I thought, well, that's okay. I just put my foot in the bog, and if I do it quickly, I thought I could walk on water. I'll do it quickly and then I'm on the stone. Of course, I started to put my foot in, and before I'd put all my weight on it, it was over my wellies and filling up my right leg with boggy water. That was so close. Just I hadn't thought, I wasn't thinking. So sometimes just think before you do stuff. And other times it's fine to just be instinctive, isn't it? Because I'm the sort of person that will take a hot dish out of the oven with oven gloves, put it down on the side, take off the oven gloves, and then go and move it with my bare hands. Because I don't have human hands, I have bare hands. No, I mean the different spelling, obviously. So, blisters on your fingers, not so good. The other story may have to wait. Look. Badger digging for something, or a little foxhole? That's a question. I'm not answering that because I don't know. It does have a nice feel, this. I think in the autumn what we'll do is we'll come down this way, so we'll come the opposite way, because I think that view with the sun behind us, it's going to really highlight all the leaves, and we should get some good colours, providing I time it right.